Good evening, YouTubers, subscribers,
Hi, YouTube.
friends, soon-to-be subscribers. I said friends. That's ironic. I wasn't thinking about it.
Right.
That sounds corny now.
Calling people friends.
Right. So, the topic today. Well, first of all, hope you guys are doing good. We had a good day. Busy day. Productive day, though. And hope you guys are doing wonderful. And, the topic today is friends. How many of us have them? Friends.
Ones you can depend on.
Friends. That was corny.
It was.
I mean, that's important, though. Like, friends. So, I mean, what's a friend to you? What is a friend?
Well, prior to our meeting,
I'm sipping, y'all.
You asked me the same question, and I couldn't really answer it.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got older, I realized, my friend circle used to be really, really huge.
Mm-hmm.
And you would just ask me, well, how is this person a friend? And how is this person a friend? And how is this person a friend? And it just made me think about the purpose that each person had in my life.
Right.
So as I looked at it, if I had 10 friends, none of them brought everything to the table that I needed. Not one single person, but each individual person.
Feel something.
Yeah. And so,
but
as I got older, some of those things that person may have brought to the table were things I no longer needed.
Just the season had passed.
Right.
I don't think I was asking how they're a friend. You was telling me situations that had happened over the course of your friendship with them. And I was asking, why are you still friends?
Right, based on the stuff that I told you.
Yeah, because I mean, I saw some betrayal, some shadiness.
I think the difference between you and I is that I'll give people a pass,
mm-hmm.
and you're kind of like, once you show me who you are,
right, I believe you.
And if there's a sign of disloyalty,
right,
there's nothing else to be discussed.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rationalize it or make sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
Shadiness is shadiness. Betrayal is betrayal. Once you cross certain lines, there's no going back. Now, depending how close we were and depending on what you did, the impact or the effect, we may still we may be able to how do I say this? We may be able to be cordial. Just depending, or we may not be able to be in the same room. It just all depends. There's levels to it. But when we first got together, I mean, you had like 10 friends. I didn't believe in that.
And I couldn't understand where the problem was until I was faced with it. But
right, I mean, because you would call people friends who were probably associates or acquaintances, but you just call you put them all in one pot and said, "This is my friend."
I did.
Yeah, and so we just, we didn't see eye to eye on that. I don't use that word loosely. If I'm close to you, like really close, I don't even like using the word friend, really. I'll say family.
I think that's
because family
closer than
a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I rather just have family. But family doesn't have to be blood related.
Well, then you have family members you don't get along with anyway.
Right, but those are family members that you had no choice of being connected to. That's a blood relation.
And you still love them regardless because love is law.
Right. Yeah, that's a whole different topic.
Right, but...
Yeah, love is law. Like, that doesn't mean we have to have a connection. We have to have a relationship. But it's law. It's law of the land, law of the universe, that I love you. And when I say love you, love is, I will not do anything to you I don't want done to me. That's love. Nothing more, nothing less. That doesn't mean we have to go out, we have to talk on the phone, I have to loan you money. You have to be invited to my house. That doesn't mean that. Love is law. When people think of love, they think of this feeling.
Right. And that's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's where I got lost in it.
Right.
Even after forgiving people.
Right.
I felt like because I forgave them, they still needed to be in my circle. We still needed to hang out.
Right.
You know,
No.
I didn't drop it off.
Yeah, I mean, forgiveness is for you.
Right.
Not the other person. But that's a whole different thing. But friends. I mean, maybe it's just me because I'm an introvert. But I think anyone be lucky or fortunate to find 2 people they can call friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what is a friend, though? What is a friend?
I think it is that person that you can call on. It's a person who knows you or knows your emotional feelings without you having to communicate it
Verbally,
they just
know.
They just know when you're not yourself. They're that in tune with your spirit. You know, I tell you often, and I think this is something I still struggle with, is that I still tell you, Veda, sometimes I'm always asking people how they doing, and I really sincerely want to know how they're doing, what's going on with them, but no one ever comes to me and says, how are you doing? No, sincerely, like, really, how are you doing? Right. What's going on with you? Do you need to talk about something? You need to get something off your chest? How are you feeling?
Right. So are you doing it? Looking for something in return?
No, I just notice it because within the marriage, we've communicated on the friend thing. Mm-hmm. We've had to revisit it several times.
Well, maybe the friendship is not equally yoked. You know, in friendships, when you choose friends, it got to be give and take. So it just can't be you giving. You have to get something from this person. So you have to really analyze your friendships and be like, what am I getting? And sometimes we need to go like, what am I giving this person? Do I serve a person? Do I serve a purpose in this person's life? And does this person serve a purpose in my life?
Okay, so that brings me to this point because we've talked about this with a few particular people, and you would tell me that I have to look at the fact that I may be a blessing to them and walk in that.
Right.
So
right.
That kind of...
But even being a blessing to someone, that does fulfill something in you too. Mm-hmm. You know how they say it's better to give than to receive? Like, that's a feeling that comes across you, a person, not just you, anyone that is in a position to give. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All of us want to be used. We don't want to be misused. Yeah. We want to have purpose on this earth and feel like we bring something to the table. So everybody wants to be used. Like, if my number was never picked or your number was never picked to complete a job or a task, you would feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. At work, on a team,
Mm-hmm.
your name was never called to fulfill a task.
Mm-hmm.
You will feel a certain way. You will also feel a certain way if your name was always called and there was no balance.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because they know you can complete it, you're going to get it done. So now they're misusing you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
So it's just about balance in life, give and take. So, we just got to be careful. And it's easy to get caught up in where people are the giver all the time, And I'm not just saying giving materialistically. That could be the case. But always the giver of wisdom, knowledge. Always the giver emotionally. You can never bring your problems to this person, but they can bring their problems to you. I mean, that can become draining. Especially if you don't have a person in your life that you can go to. So it can be draining.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes back to maybe that's that person's calling in life.
That's kind of where I was stuck.
Yeah, like a pastor. You know what I'm saying? A pastor. Man, they get so much.
And even if he's preaching on a Sunday morning and no one comes down to join the church, he's still going to keep giving the word.
He's still got to keep doing it. He's still got to keep doing it. Not only that, he's getting calls throughout the week. Somebody died. Somebody's son died. Another funeral. Somebody's in the hospital. Somebody can't pay their rent. Somebody ran away. Somebody slept with this person's husband inside the church. Somebody's thinking about suicide. This is all a preacher or a pastor has to endure. And so if they don't have an outlet or someone, a healthy outlet or someone they can go to, I mean, it can be toxic. It can be draining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it can be really draining. So, I don't think we get to choose our purpose, though.
Yeah.
So
is it safe to say, don't worry so much about putting a label or putting a friendship label on it? Just know your calling. And
yeah, I don't think it has to be labeled. I don't even think it has to be labeled. All relationships don't have to be labeled. You know what I'm saying?
Just be where you're called to be. Because then we start expecting things, and I know your thoughts on that. It's like expect.
Hey, I don't expect anything.
Yes, if you don't
from anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people
kind of save yourself from being disappointed.
People will let you down.
Mm-hmm.
Not on purpose. Just people, man.
But that's because
I'll let people down.
But it might be our fault that we're expecting a lot from a person.
Right, but somebody's expecting something from me too.
Yes.
I'm not perfect.
Right.
I'll let somebody down too.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna come through 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an imperfect person, so it's balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's life, balance, and the happiest people have balance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And me being me, I gotta have balance. You know what I'm saying? Right. My money gotta be on point. With my house, I gotta be good spiritually. Not religiously, spiritually. Mentally, everything gotta be kicking on all cylinders for me. Maybe everybody doesn't need that. But if one thing is off with me, I'm kind of out of balance. And you're going to see it. You got to shake your head. You got to agree. Man, whatever. So, how many friends would you say you have now?
Now, one.
Okay.
Now that I'm older, because I don't want someone who's a friend who's listening to take this wrong. But
They can be close.
Really close.
We got a close relationship.
Really close.
Yeah.
Really close.
You know.
But based on our definition of friend, I have one.
Okay. But I mean, friendship should be treated like we treat giving people the title of "that's my girl," "that's my man." So.
You know what? I don't call them friends now. I call them sister.
Yeah, it's a trial.
Right. And I call them sister.
Right.
That's a whole different category.
Right.
I mean, I may like you today, may not like you tomorrow, but I still love you.
Yeah,
you know,
we're going through a process to see if we really should connect on that level. Just like dating. You know what I'm saying? Before you claim somebody, y'all should go on a few dates and just hang for weeks, for months. You know what I'm saying? It might be a year before you put a label on somebody just to see, do we vibe? Should we have those labels?
But I kind of like what you said earlier about treating them as family.
Right.
I mean,
and I'm not friends with all my family.
I know.
Right. You can have family. That don't make y'all friends.
That's
though.
what I'm saying. You still argue.
Right.
You know, sometimes I want to visit you, sometimes I don't.
Right.
You know.
And a lot of times we're closer to our friends than some of our family. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, is friendship overrated?
The word.
Overused or overrated?
Overused.
Okay. What about my best friend? BFF.
Overrated. Overrated.
People be saying BFF and fall out next week.
You gave me some scenarios.
What?
You gave me one. You said, if your single friend, I don't know why you do this, because then you make me think about it. Like,
what?
You said, if your single friend comes to the door and needs somewhere to stay. We talked about a particular friend at that time. And you said, could she? And I said, no.
Yes, why is that your
friend?
And
I told you why. And you said,
right.
I had reason.
You didn't trust her.
Right.
So, yeah, my question was, how is that your friend if you don't trust her around your man? And she can't even stay at your place and she's homeless because you don't trust her around your man, but she's your friend. That didn't add up to me.
I know, but when you
that didn't make any sense.
I know, but when you made me think about it, I'm like, that means this time this door needs to be closed. Like, it served the purpose.
Right.
I grew, I learned some things,
right,
but that time was up.
Yeah, and I think we've become each other's friends. We were always close, but I think the last year, 2, 3, maybe 3, last 3 years. Well, we've only been together 6 years, but the last 3 years,
it feels like
through circumstance.
It feels like it's been 20.
Is that good? I mean, is that good? I don't even know if that's good.
Yeah, it just seems like I've been knowing you for a lifetime.
Okay.
Did I clean that up?
Yeah, whatever. But should spouses be friends?
Oh.
Does that work for everybody?
Probably not No, we've seen that it doesn't work for everybody because there's a certain type of openness that you have to have. So if we took the marriage out of it and the relationship out of it and you just wanted to talk to me about anything, sometimes we have to go into friend mode and forget about the whole marriage thing and just...
Well, tell them about that. They may not know what
friend
that is.
Mode.
That's something... Who came up?
Before we got married, we had counseling.
No, we had counseling. Premarital counseling.
And our counselors told us their story on how they became so close. And they said sometimes you have to go into friend mode within your marriage. So you forget about the marriage and the relationship and look at the other person as a friend. And
Yeah.
that way, you're opening the door to talk about anything. He may want to talk about girls from the past, whatever. But then when he says friend mode, I know I got to
Right.
where we're about to go.
Right.
So I don't know where we're about to go, but I have to be open to go there.
Well, you do it too.
I do.
Yeah, you do friend mode too. But the thing is, I think in relationships, intimate relationships, we hold so much in because we don't want to hurt the other person's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And we just can't be vulnerable and just be free, right?
Right.
So we'll go tell somebody else what we really want to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we may be watching TV and I see something that reminds me or relates to a past relationship. Now, in the past, I'm like, damn, in my mind, I'm like, damn, that remind me. I just keep it to myself, right? But I knew after failed relationships, I said, I knew I wanted my next relationship to be a friendship. Mm-hmm. Not just my woman, but my friend. And I had to be able to be myself. And so that was perfect for us. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I may see something on TV or just walk in or whatever. I have a thought. And if it's kind of like touchy, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's bringing up the opposite sex or a past relationship, I'll go friend mode. So she gets prepared mentally. And she does the same with me. You know, so we're just talking as friends. No titles of husband and wife. This is just my friend at this moment. No judging. You know what I'm saying? No sensitivity. Just a friend.
But I think we're really good at being in tune with each other too, because there may be sometimes I want to go in friend mode, but I know your mood is not saying that.
Yeah, like,
so,
man, I ain't feeling. Well, you've been there too.
I'm saying.
Yeah, you.
I know you pay attention to like, oh no, she ain't nope.
She ain't feeling this
not
friend
tonight.
mode. She ain't trying to hear about nothing in the past. You know. So, but you know what's a trip? When we go out sometimes, I think some people are used to it now. One place we go often. Mm-hmm. But I think in the beginning, when they would hear me talk to you, I think they would be like...
They didn't know how to take it.
What? Did he just say that?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know how to take me. They didn't know how to take us. And so they probably thought it was disrespect. But they didn't know our connection. Mm-hmm. And, what all we've been through and where we are. Like, it's deeper, man, than marriage. It's deeper than that.
Right.
And so they didn't know. I think they're used to it now.
Yeah.
They
get out of here.
Yeah, he just, that's him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't think they've seen that side of you.
Yeah.
You still kind of guarded there. Well, I don't think you should. Well, with one person.
Yeah,
I think one person there, you open up more. Well,
because you have to be so cautious in this place. You don't know what the mood's going to be.
I got you. Anyway, I don't think friendship is overrated. I think we need to stop throwing that word out so loosely. Just like love and hate. Stop throwing that out so loosely. Those are gems. Those are valuables, jewels, a friendship. The word love. That should be reserved for very, very special people. The word hate. That should be reserved for very, very special people. Friendship too.
Right.
So I don't think it's overrated. If you find one, man, you blessed. Find two,
yeah,
very, very blessed. Very blessed. I know some people that say they got friends, but they can't have the friends all in the same gathering.
No. They got to be cautious about who they invite to stuff. So is that
but
that's jealousy.
Okay, so they got a friend that's this type of personality, and they got this other friend that's from this type of person or a neck of the woods or part of the city, and you can't have them in the same function because somebody's gonna get offended.
I have a friend now where if I post something on Facebook to another friend and say, "Girl, I was just thinking about you. I love you," that other friend's gonna call me and go, "What's up with that?"
Oh yeah. I mean,
so
yeah. I mean, I think that's normal with females.
Yeah, they want all of you. Yeah. They want all of you, but they don't realize that. And I don't supply 100% to one female.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it's funny because someone may consider you their best friend. Does that make them your best friend?
Right.
And that's always weird to me.
I've been there.
I saw on Instagram the other day. These was two celebrities, and one was saying to the other two people I follow, well, one person I follow, but she was communicating to another celebrity, saying, I won't say her name. I wish was celebrating my BFF and whatever the lady's name was. Was celebrating my birthday with me, and the other girl, the other celebrity said, "I wish I was too. I'm in a different state." But see, my thought was, the one said, "I wish I was there, but I'm in a different state." I'm like, man, does she consider her BFF? Because I always see her in pictures or at games with this other woman.
Probably not.
I never saw them together.
Probably not. But most females don't have that conversation either. They just assume.
That's a weird conversation. People
it
don't want to.
It is, but if
that's kind of corny, though.
But I had a friend like that.
Are you my best friend?
She used to always say, "This is my BFF," and I'm like, crickets, because I don't think of you as mine.
Man,
I know I couldn't trust her with a glass of water.
That's awkward. So why you didn't tell her that? Why y'all didn't have that conversation? Sorry, allergies, y'all.
I had a feeling the friendship was gonna end really soon.
That's a cop out.
I did.
He punked out.
I did.
He punked out. Really?
It did end though.
That's a sucker move. Anyway, so what? Let's wrap it up. So, friendships, how many of us have them? True friendships? Not many. Just be careful how you use that word.
Don't put a label on it and don't have expectations.
Yeah, don't put a label on everything. Just play it out. Get to know a person.
I'm starting to look at people as family.
Right. Family, because friend, that's so much closer.
Right.
It sounds weird.
It is, though.
You know what I'm saying? But
you can have 4, 5, 6, 7 sisters.
Right. But there's levels to it.
Right.
Y'all got different connections.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, friends. How many of us have them? Not many. Use the word wisely. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the notification button. Hit us up at Yaya and Stacy at gmail.com.
We don't have all the answers, but we have a story.
We have a story. All right. Peace. Love y'all. Love is law.